I am calling you with a serious warning, my child, because what you have just stepped into can no longer be taken lightly. Listen to me right now, not with chaotic fear, but with a heart that knows how to pause before the voice of its Father. I do not speak to burden you with guilt, nor do I come to drive you into the dark corner of despair. I come because I love you too deeply to remain silent while you are drawing near to an edge you have not fully seen. There are choices that seem small, yet they open the door to great consequences. There are delays that appear harmless, yet they gradually pull you away from protection. There are things I have reminded you many times to release, but you still hold on. Not because you have not heard, but because your heart is still afraid of loss, afraid of emptiness, afraid of beginning again. But beloved child, obedience is sometimes the very door that saves you from what you will not have the strength to withstand later. You have already felt it, have you not? The quiet uneasiness when night falls, the heaviness when you try to close your eyes, yet your mind is not at rest. The slight trembling in your heart when you think of the thing I once told you to walk away from. That is not merely a passing emotion. It is my gentle yet firm reminder. It is my hand pulling you back before you step deeper into a place that does not belong to you. I have come to you many times in very quiet ways. I placed dreams within you that made you reflect. I used unexpected conversations to awaken you. I even used silence so you would recognize what is no longer right. But because you still hesitate, still grieve, you still try to convince yourself that things have not become serious enough. Today I speak more clearly. You need to stop. You need to return, and you need to prepare your heart to step out of what I no longer allow you to carry. Do not misunderstand my words. When I tell you to pack your bags, I am not only speaking of the things you hold in your hands, but also of the burdens you keep carrying in your heart as though they were your destiny. Pack away from your life the attachments that steal your peace. Pack away from your mind the lies that once made you think you could not live without a person, a habit, a place, or someone's approval. Pack away from your tomorrow the things that no longer align with the holiness I am planting in you today. There is luggage not made of fabric, yet it still makes your steps heavy. There are memories you have held for so long that they have begun to control the way you love, the way you trust, and the way you choose. There are habits you call temporary weaknesses, yet they are gradually becoming chains around your life. My child, the relationship I told you to release, you still try to hold on to because you fear the emptiness that may come after you leave. You say you only need more time, but time cannot heal what you keep allowing to wound you. You say that person will change, but you have forgotten to ask me whether that person is leading you closer to the light or pulling you farther away from peace. I do not hate that person, and I am not teaching you resentment, but I love you enough to say that not everyone you love is allowed to remain in the deepest place of your life. There are people you need to forgive, but you do not need to continue giving them authority. There are people you need to pray for, but you must keep distance from them. There are people who were once part of an old season, but they are not permitted to enter the new season I am preparing for you. Likewise, the habit I told you to cut off decisively, you still cling to because it gives you a momentary feeling of comfort. but you know very well that afterward your heart becomes emptier, heavier, and farther from me. I do not remind you of this to shame you. I remind you so you may recognize that what is comforting you falsely may actually be stealing your true freedom. You were not created to live under the control of desires, old cycles, or choices you must hide in the darkness. I created you to walk in the light, to stand upright with a pure heart, to sleep in peace without having to hide from yourself. Tonight, let truth open the door. Call by its true name the thing that is binding you. Lay it down before me, without excuses, without delay, without bargaining any longer with the darkness. I have been patient with you, more than you realize. I gave you many quiet spaces to return on your own. I was not quick to condemn when your heart was weak. I lifted you up after many times you stumbled. But my patience is not permission for you to keep remaining in what is destroying you. My love is gentle, but that love is also holy. My mercy is deep and wide, but my mercy never agrees with what pulls you away from the purpose I placed within you. When I say the season has shifted, it means what you once could postpone can no longer be postponed. The door of obedience is open before you, and I want you to step through while the light is still calling your name. Do not be afraid to let go. What you are leaving is not greater than the one who is leading you. What you lay down is not more precious than what I am preparing. What you lose in obedience cannot compare with the peace you will receive when you are under my protection. You think letting go will break you, but I say it is the continued holding on that is wearing you down. You think leaving will make you lonely, but I say that in obedience you will find my presence nearer than ever before. You think cutting a bond will cause you to lose direction, but I say that is when you will begin to hear my voice more clearly. Return to me tonight, my child. Step out of disobedience through a sincere decision. Stop negotiating with what you already know is no longer meant for you. Wash your hands of the small compromises you thought no one could see. Ask me to give you courage to say no to the old, to close the door that is no longer healthy, to abandon the habits that make you ashamed, and to erase the paths that lead you back into the old cycle. I am not asking you to do all of this by your own strength. I am only asking you to turn your face toward me. And then I will give you strength step by step, clarity day by day, and protection season by season. Beloved child, this warning is not an ending, but a doorway of salvation opening before you. I do not want you to be swept into things that are about to erupt beyond control. I want you near me, covered, guided, separated from what is no longer pure, so that when the wind rises, you will still stand firm in my peace. Remember that I correct because I love. I warn because I protect. I call you back because your future is still precious in my sight. Do not turn away anymore. My child, draw near to me with a humble heart. Lay down what I have pointed out. Step out of the darkness tonight, and you will see that my hand is not raised to strike you down, but extended to pull you into a place of safety, a place of light, a place where new life begins. Stop thinking that you still have plenty of time, because that very thought has quietly kept you in indifference, in a fire that only burns halfway and has not truly been set ablaze for what I have called you to enter. Beloved child, I do not say this to frighten you. but to awaken you with the solemn love of a father who does not want to see you miss your sacred season. Many times, you told yourself that you would become more serious another day, that you would pray more deeply when things became less busy, that you would let go of unclean things when your heart became strong enough, that you would return to me when life became more stable. But my child, that delay has become a soft blanket, lulling you to sleep. It has made you think you are still waiting for me to act, when in truth, I have been patiently waiting for you to answer my call. I have been waiting for you to lay down the things that weigh on your heart, waiting for you to stop standing between two roads, waiting for you to stop calling hesitation wisdom and to stop calling indecision preparation time. Therefore, now, I tell you to pack your belongings, not the luggage you carry in your hands, but the things you carry in the hidden places within you. Be ready. Clean the house inside you. Put in order the hidden corners that have been neglected for too long, the tangled thoughts, the habits that pull you away from the light, the connections that blur your peace, the desires that distract you from the holy call. You cannot live forever on the line between obedience and compromise and expect me to bless what I never told you to build. You cannot ask for expansion while clinging to fragile foundations. You cannot ask me to lift you up while continuing to hold on to what is pulling you down. My mercy has been patient and has delayed many things so you would have time to return. But my righteousness is approaching swiftly, and when it comes, everything that does not stand in truth will be shaken. The shaking you are about to witness is not meant to destroy you, but to separate. I am shaking what is not rooted in me. I am separating what is true from what is false, what is enduring from what is temporary, what I planted from what you built by fear and haste. Your comfort zones may begin to crack, but do not be afraid when old supports start to weaken. There are places you once called safe that were actually only familiar. There are people you thought would walk with you forever who were never appointed to step into your destiny. There are doors you thought would certainly remain open that will suddenly close, and I will allow it to happen. Not because I am against you, but because I do not want you to build your life on sand. I am placing you upon an unshakable rock. But to stand there, you must leave what is collapsing. You thought you still had time to become serious with me later. But I say to you that not every season waits forever. There are invitations that come in grace. But there are also moments that require an immediate response. When the warning sounds, the wise do not argue with the heavens. Do not mock the signs, and do not wait until the waters rise to their feet before seeking shelter. I am speaking to you now because my love is still making a way. The rain has drawn near. Not only the rain of outward upheaval, but also the rain that exposes the inner foundations of each person. Chaotic waters may rise around the world. Systems that once seemed firm may be tested, and the things people rely on may shake. But those who truly listen to my voice will not be abandoned. They will be led into the refuge I have prepared. I have never allowed a storm to come without first preparing a place of shelter. In the secret place, I have built for you a refuge through my presence, through my promise, and through a peace that circumstances cannot steal. But that refuge is not merely something for you to hear about. You must step into it. Run to me now, not tomorrow, not when you have fixed everything by yourself. not when you feel more worthy. Come to me in truth. Return to prayer. Return to silence before me. Return to holy discipline, to pure choices, and to the closeness that busyness and distraction have stolen from you. I do not call you so you may be ashamed. I call you so you may be free. I do not expose what has been hidden in order to make you collapse. I expose it so it will no longer control you. This word does not come only to comfort you, but also to correct you. I correct those I love. And because I love you so much, I cannot remain silent while you gradually sink deeper into the noises that have cooled your heart. You have allowed the voice of people to become louder than my voice. You have allowed fear to lead the way instead of allowing my peace to guide you. You have called compromise wisdom, disobedience a process, and delay the act of waiting for the right time. But I see the truth beneath all those reasons. I know when you are truly weak. And I also know when you are avoiding me. I know when you need support. And I also know when you need to be awakened. Today, I have not come to abandon you. I have come to rescue you from the things that are trying to make you forget who you are in me. You are called, beloved child. You were not created to live like the crowd, chasing every noise, bowing before every pressure, trading holiness for temporary acceptance. That is why your path has often felt heavier, your nights deeper, and the burdens in your heart harder to explain. I placed upon your life a calling that cannot be erased by the past, by mistakes, by the words of others, or by the times you have stumbled. Because of that calling, the enemy has tried to pursue you. He has tried to distract you from prayer, from self-restraint, from watchfulness, and from intimate fellowship with me. He knows that if you walk fully in what I have placed within you, darkness will tremble, chains will be broken, and many people will be lifted up through your obedience. So, rise in this hour. Do not let familiarity continue to lull you to sleep. Do not let the fire within you burn only halfway. Clean the house inside you. Release what must be released. Leave what must be left. Close what must be closed. And return to where you need to return. If you humble yourself before me, I will lift you up. If you give me the things that are distracting you, I will place in your hands a peace that is far more enduring. If you step out of the place that is collapsing, I will set your feet upon a firm foundation. The rain is near, but the refuge is also open. Choose to step into me, beloved child, and you will see that this shaking has not come to bury you, but to separate you from everything false, to cleanse you, to strengthen you, and to lead you into the holy purpose I prepared long ago. You are worried that you may have to lose familiar relationships, that you may be misunderstood by those who were once close to you, and that the cost of obedience may be too great for your strength. But beloved child, listen to me with a quiet heart. Obedience has never been loss in my eyes. It is a seed sown in tears, but it will rise in new life. It is a step away from what is familiar, but it opens the path to what I prepared long ago. What you give up for me will not disappear into meaninglessness. What you lay down in trust will be taken by me, purified, redeemed, and lifted up in my power. There are things that, while remaining in your hands, only become a burden. but when surrendered back to me, they become evidence of restoration. No sacrifice you offer for my name is wasted. No tear that falls in obedience is forgotten by me. No step of departure taken in response to my call goes unremembered in my mercy. You were created for far more than your present circumstances. And I know you can feel that deep within. That is why you have never truly felt that you fully belong to the patterns of this world. That is why even when you tried to blend in with the crowd, something within you could not be at peace with mediocrity. That is why the things that once attracted you could only make you happy for a moment, and afterward left within you an emptiness no words could fill. You were not made to live as a copy of someone else. You were not destined to repeat the worn paths the world calls success. While they leave the human heart dry, I wrote a different journey for you. A journey not for you to boast in yourself, but for you to carry my presence into places lacking light, to bring peace into places of chaos, mercy into places hardened by pain, and truth into places covered by deception. You were not designed to disappear into the crowd. I placed upon you a distinct mark, a holy anointing, a calling that will not allow you to keep living small under the shadow of compromise. But being set apart does not begin with powerful words or outward declarations. It begins with quiet choices each day. It begins when you choose me instead of the approval of people. It begins when you choose purity instead of what is easy. It begins when you choose truth. Even when truth requires you to step out of what is familiar. It begins when you do not only call me with your lips, but allow your lifestyle to become a response to my love. I am not seeking false perfection in you. I am seeking a heart willing to return, willing to learn to listen, willing to be shaped, willing to release the old so it can step into the new thing I am opening. Do you not remember the times before when I pulled you out of places that seemed to have no way out, when everything around you collapsed and your mind could hardly bear any more? I intervened. When you stood among reports that made your heart tremble, I still placed life and hope upon you. When a door slammed shut before your face, I prepared another way you had never thought of. When the person you trusted turned away, I still remained beside you. When you stumbled because of weakness, I did not step on your wound. I bent down and lifted you up. When you thought you had gone too far to return, I still called your name with tenderness. I did not save you once and then leave you to manage on your own. From that day until now, I have continued to carry you through every morning, every long night, every difficult decision, and every season when you did not know how you could keep standing. Even now, as these words come to you, I am still near. I am not a distant, cold God who only stands outside watching you struggle with life. I am your Father, the one who knows every trembling rhythm in your heart, every word you have not spoken, every fear you try to hide beneath a calm appearance. I am right here, in this moment, not only to warn you, but to invite you. This is not a threat meant to make you shrink in fear. It is a loving call for you to step out of the things that are holding you back. A door is opening before you, but this door is not for compromise. Not for those who want to carry every old burden with them. Not for a heart that wants the new while still clinging tightly to old chains. This door is for those who know how to hear and obey. For those who believe that what I have prepared ahead is better than what they must leave behind, you cannot carry everything through this door. There are things that must be laid down at the threshold of the new season. Anger must be surrendered back to me, because if you carry it with you, it will make the new blessings bitter. Comparison must be released, because it will keep you from recognizing the unique beauty of the portion I have given you. Pride must be lowered, because no one can enter what is holy with a self-exalting heart. Fear must be placed under my feet, because it will always try to persuade you to go back to what is familiar, even when that place is draining you. Compromise must also be left behind, because you cannot walk after me while still holding on to the things that make my voice grow faint within your heart. I know this is hard. I know there are things you have carried for so long that letting them go makes you feel as though you are losing a part of yourself. But my child, what I am calling you into will make everything you leave behind seem small compared with the peace, freedom, and fullness I am about to reveal. Do not fear that obedience will lead you into lack. Obedience leads you into alignment. When your life is brought back into proper order with my voice, the things that were once tangled will begin to find their place again. When your mind is aligned with truth, old lies will lose their power. When your heart is aligned with my love, you will no longer need to chase temporary recognition. When your steps are aligned with my will, you will no longer wander on roads that appear wide but lead you farther away from true purpose. And in that alignment, you will experience overflow not only in outward things, but in peace, in clarity, in the strength to stand firm, in joy that circumstances cannot steal, and in the freedom to live as the person I created you to become. Therefore, beloved child, choose me completely. Do not choose me only when your heart is in pain. Do not seek me only when the door has closed. Do not call my name only when there is no other way. Choose me in the way you think, in the way you forgive, in the way you set boundaries, in the way you manage your time, in the way you speak, and in the way you step away from the things that no longer belong to the new season. I am not calling you to a narrow, diminished life, but to a life freed from everything false. I do not take away in order to make you empty. I take away in order to make room for fullness. I do not tell you to let go so that you will suffer loss. I tell you to let go so your hands will be open enough to receive what I have preserved for you. Remember, you are not leaving the old in order to step into nothingness. You are stepping into my guidance. You are stepping into a place where peace will become the sign. Clarity will become the light. Obedience will become the path. And my presence will become the greatest reward. The things you once feared losing will no longer rule you. The people who misunderstand you will no longer have the right to define you. The costs you once feared paying will become light when you see what I have prepared ahead. Walk forward, beloved child. Leave behind what must be left behind. Step through the open door with trust. Because I am with you. I lead you. I keep you. And through your obedience, I will cause a new season to bloom, full of life, peace, and blessings beyond what you have ever asked for. My child, you are not alone in this. Even when there are moments when you feel as though you are standing alone in the fire of testing, I want you to know that heaven is still backing you. The angels are still keeping watch around you. and my spirit is still gently guiding each step you take. You are covered by grace, even when everything around you burns like a furnace. You are still protected, even when the ground beneath your feet shakes. You are still chosen, even when your heart once believed you had been overlooked, forgotten, or set aside. I never make mistakes in my choosing. If I have called your name, it is because I place something precious within you, a light needed for this very time. So stop doubting your worth. Beloved child, you have not been forgotten. You have been positioned in the right place for a holy purpose. Your time is not forever locked in some distant future. I am awakening you now. I intervened not because you are perfect, but because I still see the future I have prepared for you. You may be weary. You may feel as though your heart is cracked, and you may no longer know what to believe after so many disappointments. But I say to you that I have never changed my mind about you. The words I placed over your life still stand. The things I promised have not expired. My grace is not limited by your weakness, and my faithfulness is not shaken by the days when you waver. But this time, you must respond to me with more than words. You asked me to move the mountains standing before you, but I am asking you to move your heart away from the things that no longer belong to the light. You asked me to open new doors, but I am also waiting for you to close the doors I never opened for you. You cannot step into my blessing while still holding tightly to rebellion. You cannot enter the new season while still dragging the chains of old habits, attachments that weaken you, and choices that pull your heart farther and farther away from peace. I do not say this to condemn you, but to free you from what is quietly draining the spiritual life within you. That is why I tell you to pack your bags tonight. Not only the bags of clothing or places, but the baggage of things that have weighed upon your heart for far too long. Prepare to leave behind the habits that make you grow cold, the connections that pull you into half-heartedness, and the thoughts that make you forget you are loved and called by me. This is not merely an outward change. This is an inward repositioning. I am bringing you out of the in-between place, where you are no longer fully in darkness but have not yet dared to step completely into the light. I want you to belong to me fully, without distraction, without hesitation, without holding back the things that are dividing your heart. Listen to me with complete honesty. My child, something within you must change. Not someday, but tonight. There is something you need to lay down, so your hands will be empty enough to receive what I am about to give. There is a place you need to leave, so your steps will no longer be pulled back. There is a voice you need to stop believing, so you can hear my voice more clearly. I am not calling you into loss. I am calling you into freedom. I am not taking good things away from you. I am separating you from what is no longer worthy of the future I have prepared. Rise in obedience. Beloved child, I am going before you, and when you choose to follow me, you will realize that what you thought was letting go was actually the door leading you into new life.